The We Can Arts Festival will take place tonight at the Durban Playhouse Theatre. The event seeks to promote artists living with disabilities by giving them a platform to showcase their musical talents. In order to foster inclusion, integration and promotion of artists with disabilities into the mainstream creative arts, they will also be supported by popular artists without any disabilities. Now, the project was initiated in 2015 after realizing that there were no platforms for artists with disabilities to express themselves. SABC News producer Musa Mkaliphi and video journalist Mpho Masela have more for us.
The exciting thing about this festival that it aims to basically promote and include those with disabilities and give them a platform to showcase their talents. The festival was established in 2015 and this year's theme is No Impediments to Shine, which basically means, no amount of boundaries or limitations should stand in the way of people who want to showcase their artistic skills. But perhaps to maybe tell us a bit more about what this festival is about, we are joined by the festival director, Tabani Mazibuko. Good morning, sir, and welcome to the agenda. Thank you so much for joining us.
A very good morning to you and a very good morning to the listeners at home.
Well, quite an exciting festival, but let's take it back. Why was this festival established?
Well, we established this festival way back in 2015 when we saw that artists with disabilities were not featured anyway during a celebrated calendar months. So we thought it could not be right, so we came up with this concept of fostering the inclusion and promotion of artists with disabilities into the mainstream arts economy.
Now, maybe take us through, how it has grown. I understand that the festival was established in 2015, but how has it maybe grown over the years?
Well, this festival only started in 2015. It was just a once-off festival held in Durban. And then when the time goes on, we went throughout the country selecting new talent and also to spread the message of artists with disabilities. And during the times of COVID-19, we actually recorded the concert and streamed it on social and digital platforms. And on last year, what we did is we did a 3-part TV series. So the concert is growing each and every year.
All right, so I mentioned this year's theme, which is No Impediments to Shine. I gave a brief explanation about what that was about. Maybe take us through what the relevance of this theme is.
Well, this year we say no impediments to shine, artists with disabilities sharing the stage or collaborating with national artists. By saying that, we're actually providing this platform as removing limitations for artists with disabilities to showcase their talents by actually taking off the limitations in the sector so that they can thrive and work with whoever they need to work with in the sector as well to mainstream them.
Okay, Tabani, what do you think the issue is? Why are there not enough platforms, for people with disabilities around the country? Surely, because there are a number of them that are talented, but, one of the challenges is that there are not enough platforms. What do you think the issue could be?
I think it's boiled down to each and every one of us, the perceptions that we have about the artists or people with disabilities in general, that we think that they can't do things on their own. But now, having worked with this concept for the past 8 years, it has taught us that artists with disabilities, we look beyond talent, not just disability. So I think we should encourage each and every sector to look beyond disability and look into each and every person's talent, because we cannot keep on boxing them and putting them into a box and say, people with disabilities, they have limitations. Actually, they have no limitations. If I can tell you, for the past 3 days when we were rehearsing with the national artists doing this production, they were so amazed and so shocked of what people with disabilities can do. The artists, when we were rehearsing with them. We have the likes of Big Zulu, the likes of Ngobe Gombate, the likes of Baba Puza Kemese working with artists with disabilities. They were so amazed about the capabilities of artists with disabilities, what they can do to showcase their talents and their talents.
So we do understand that it is obviously a music festival, but what are maybe some of the economical benefits in terms of job creation? What have you done in that regard with this festival?
This festival is the only beacon of hope, if I may say, for artists with disabilities. As I've said, there are no other platforms through which they can showcase their talents. So over the years, we've been able to create this platform for them to have something on the table each and every year. But now we're expanding it to say, look, to other promoters, let's work together during all celebrated calendar months, let's have artists with disabilities featuring on major festivals. Let's have them featuring so that they also feel part of being the whole creative arts industry.
All right, maybe perhaps one more question. I do know that the festival will be an ongoing thing, but as one of the organizers, what are some of your plans for the future? How are you hoping that this festival grows moving on forward?
Going forward, we need to go to all the corners of the country to get new talent, because we cannot have same faces each and every time. When you talk about artists with disabilities, you talk about Babu Babsim Langin, you talk about the late Ubaba Steve Gekane, may he so rest in peace. What we're doing with this platform now, we are going to all the centers, all the corners of the South Africa, and select new talent who are going to be to bring the art forward and go forward with the art as well.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Thabani, for joining us on the show today.
Thank you very much for hosting us.
You're most welcome. Now, that was Thabani Mazibuko, who is the festival organizer for the We Arts Festival, which is set to take place tonight at the Durban Playhouse. It's back to you in studio.